Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be talking about Bout of Books. Bout of Books is a week-long readathon that is hosted by this blog. I will have it linked down in the description below so you can find out all of the information if you are interested. But it's one that's been hosted for a number of years now. Like, this is the 24th Bout of Books and they do 4 years, so this is probably like the 6th year that they are doing it. I have been participating in Bout of Books for a number of years now. I don't participate in every round that they do, but I always like doing the January one because they always schedule it for like the first full week after the new year, and it's like a great way to really kick off the new year. There are no real rules to Bout of Books at all other than you try to read as much as you can within the course of the week. You make your own goals and set your own standard, so there's no like rules that you're trying to fulfill or prompts or anything along those lines. It's all about you figuring out what works best for you and making goals that you would like to achieve, which is one of the reasons why I like Bout of Books a lot, is because, you know, it's so flexible. You can basically make it whatever you want it to be. So my goal with Bout of Books is always just to try to read more than I typically would over the course of a week. So for me, 2 books is probably like my norm. So I'm going to be trying for 3 or more. I have more than 3 books picked out that I'm going to talk about here. 3 is sort of like my minimum of like passing. If I hit like 4 or 5, that would be like amazing. So yeah, let me just jump into the books that I plan on reading next week. So the book that I am currently reading is A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. This is one that I have the ebook checked out from the library, and I like just started it today. The day I'm recording this is Wednesday. So most likely I will finish this before the readathon starts, but I always have that sort of like disclaimer of if I don't finish the book that I'm currently reading by the time the readathon starts, that's going to be my #1 priority. So yeah, this is a modern retelling of like Alice in Wonderland. I'm literally only like 3 chapters in, so I don't have much more information than that, but it has like a fantasy edge, but I mean, it's Alice in Wonderland, so of course it has to. And then I just got the audiobook of I'll Be Gone in the Dark from the library, so that is going to be the audiobook that I'm going to listen to over the course of the week. That is one of the books that is listed on Book Riot's Best of 2018 list, so that'll help me with that challenge that I'm trying to do. Another ebook that I checked out from the library that I'm going to use as like my book that I read during work because, you know, I have it on ebook is Harmless Like You by Rowan Hisayo Buchanan. This is one that I'm not sure is great for a readathon. Like, I'm not sure how like readable it is. I don't like that word, but I don't know of a better way to describe it. Like, I'm slightly concerned it's going to be like too deep and literary for me to get through over the course of the week, but I think it'll be okay because there are certain books that like you want to savor, and there are certain books that are written in a way that like you don't want to just rush through them. And so I'm slightly concerned that this is going to be one of those books, but it's also the only ebook that I have available from the library that is also like a book that I already own because, you know, I'm trying to read my own TBR. So that's why I have this one. Otherwise, I also have Pride by E.B. Zoboy out from, or I have this as like an ARC. I got a digital ARC of this book last year and I just never got around to it. So that's also a book that's on the Book Riot list of Best of 2018. If this one isn't working for me, or I finish this one and I want another ebook, I have Pride as well. All right, next up on my priority list, I think, is going to be The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This is a book that came out last year that a lot of people have been telling me that they really enjoyed. This is a mystery novel, and you are following this character named Aidan Bishop, who basically is going through a Groundhog Day situation where he wakes up every morning and this woman named Evelyn Hardcastle dies or is murdered, and so he wakes up every day trying to figure out who murdered her, and he's like stuck in this cycle until he figures it out. But every time he wakes up, he also wakes up in a different person's body, and so I believe that it like jumps around points of views quite a bit, and I believe that it also like jumps around time quite a bit. All right, another potential option is The Con Artist by Fred Valenti. This is one that I was sent by Quirk Books, and it seems like a super fun, funny, fast-paced mystery. It's about a person who gets murdered at Comic-Con. So I figured this would be a good one because, again, fast-paced, easy to get through, could potentially read it really quickly over the course of the week. Of course, it's not a readathon unless you throw in a graphic novel, and for that one, I have the graphic novel I've been throwing in every readathon TBR for a while now, and that is Aya, Love in Yap City by Marjorie Obue. Again, I've been wanting to read this for a while. I just haven't made the time for it. Why not try during Bout of Books? Another book that I have on my stack that is lower on the priority list, but is there if I want something slightly more literary. I have The Friend by Sigrid Nunez out from the library, and this is due at the end of the month. So I need to read this like eventually, or at least try to read it eventually, but I don't need to prioritize it this week necessarily. So yeah, this is just sort of on there as an option, but it's relatively short. I know a bunch of people have read this one already, so if you've read The Friend, let me know like how engaging it is, things like that, or if it's one of those books that again is better if you take your time with it. And then another option I just sort of like threw in just because it's been sitting on my stack forever is Frankenstein in Baghdad by Ahmed Sadawi. Again, another one that I'm not completely sure if it's great for a readathon, but it's one that I've been wanting to read for a while, and again, it's a book that I own, so I need to read it eventually, or at least try to read it eventually. So yes, I know a bunch of people have also read this one, so let me know down in the comments below how great or terrible it would be for a readathon. Okay, so that is basically everything that I have for my stack. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Like usually I'm able to figure out exactly what I'm in the mood for and what I feel like reading, but I feel like right now I'm having a hard time figuring that out. So hopefully the stack is good, and if it's not, if you've read any of these books, please let me know down below if I've picked like a terrible book for a readathon, because I need some guidance. I'll be able to get through the audiobook pretty well because I usually have a couple of hours in my workday when I can listen to whatever. My thing is like I really want to read at least 2 more books. Like really deep in my heart, I want to read 3 more books on top of that, so I have a total of 4 finished, if not more. And especially if they are like 3 books that I already own, I'm going to be so close to what my monthly goal was for this month in terms of like reading books off my own TBR. But I don't know if that's actually realistic or not, because, you know, I have a life. So we'll see what happens next week. So yeah, that's everything that I have. Again, let me know down below if you read any of these books or if you are participating in Bout of Books yourself. Again, there will be a link down below to the blog so you can check it out if you want more information and you want to sign up yourself. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.